here is my Reliant Rialto. For some reason I bought this car.
That's number 2, right, he's here.
There it is! Oh my god, what am I doing?
It's literally like going in a time warp.
And then for some reason I decided to put a motorbike engine in it. Here you go, all loaded up. It looks so sick. Kind of don't want to put it in the Reliant, but we're gonna. A couple months later, we actually got it started in the last couple episodes. Now we've got to get it driving, and we are super close. So the Reliant is actually way closer to actually driving than we really think. We've only got a few more things to do. I've ordered a few things in the last video, so we're going to totally change the clutch setup. I did initially want to put the clutch on the foot pedal, but I just don't think it's going to work as easy. So I've ordered an original cable, and I'm going to show you where we're going to run it. Now all we've got to do really is just finish off the fuel. In the last episodes, you'll see that we tried to use the original fuel pump to draw out the tank, and it just wasn't going to do it. So we need to modify the fuel tank first and foremost, and be able to get fuel from the tank to the engine efficiently. Now here is the original fuel tank in the car. We're going to try to run this. It just makes it a lot easier and a lot cheaper. The original pump in the car was actually a mechanical fuel pump, and it was on the engine. So that was strong enough to not only draw it all the way from the tank, but to actually lift it out the top and then draw it. It only had one mechanical fuel pump, and I'm surprised it was that strong enough to create a vacuum to pull all the fuel that way. And our electrical fuel pump isn't strong enough. But nonetheless, we've got to modify this. I did get a lot of people in the last video asking why don't I just go a different fuel pump. The truth is, I know this fuel pump works with this ECU, works with this engine. So I'm trying to keep things as stock as possible just to keep it easy. So we are going to be keeping this fuel pump. Now what I've ordered here, this is a, what's the name of it? Let me. Now this is called a self-sealing take-off spout. All it is just a push-on fitting like this. So we push the fuel line onto there. But it's self-sealing, meaning you drill a hole. It's got these 2 washers in here, so you can bolt it to, you can drill a hole, pop it through, bolt it to itself, and it's going to seal against air, and it's going to seal against anything liquid-based as well. Now I hope this bloody works. I've been losing sleep over this fuel situation. Well actually, that's a lie, because I've not only got the Emma mattress, I've now got the Emma memory foam pillows too. I've just moved house. Ignore the fact I'm still on the floor. Now, are you an eager pillow switcher like me? You've got to keep changing the pillows every 5 minutes because they get too bloody hot. These pillows use thermal sink foam to actually regulate your body temperature. Yes, these pillows keep you cool, just like the mattress does. This is actually a 4-layer pillow, and the good thing about it is they're actually adjustable. Actually interchange the different layers inside to get a different feel and height. Just for reference, this is my old pillow that I use, and this is my new Emma pillow that I use. And I've got 4 of them. So you can clearly see the 4 different layers of the pillows here, and I'm going to put on screen exactly what each layer does. Now Emma go into this much detail with every single one of their products on their website, not just the pillows. I've got the mattress and I've had it for a few months, trust me, it works. If this already hasn't sold you on Emma, they give you a 30-night pillow trial, a 200-night mattress trial, a 10-year guarantee, 0% finance, and so much more. Now they've already got absolutely massive sales on their website, and there's a discount code on the screen to get even more money off. So head over to emma-sleep.co.uk and start changing your nightlife. So before we start drilling a hole, we want to get as much fuel out of the tank as possible. So I'm going to take it outside and just run a hose pipe through it for about 5 or 10 minutes.
We're getting a fire extinguisher because I'm actually used to it. I hope we don't set on fire.
Yeah, you best. Maybe do it outside. There was a dismantlers.
Yeah.
And they was drilling out the fuel tank, draining out the fuel, and they had the battery gun, and the spark in the battery gun ignited the fuel tank.
That's exactly what I've got now.
Yeah. But it was a full tank. They literally drilled it to drain it out.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
And then the building went up. It backed onto the central line, so it closed down the central line.
What, the underground?
The underground, yeah. It would close it down for a couple of days because it was a massive fire. It was huge. So yeah, I'd rather not do that.
Yes, I'll do it outside.
I don't think the insurance would like
There's
me.
some fire extinguishers by the front, isn't there?
Yeah, they went out of date about 10 years ago.
Oh, look, it's a bit small, mate.
Especially my head.
So we're going to take it outside and we're going to drill a hole. I tried to get it quite even with the other side so I can get in there quite straight. And then this is a nice little trick. If you're trying to hold a ball and you're worried about it falling off the socket, put a little bit of blue roll and the bolt will actually stick to the socket. Bit annoying though when it doesn't come out with the socket. And then the rest of it, all we've got to do is literally just build up, back up the fuel tank to how it was, and then we're going to try and put it back in the car. But first of all, we're going to have to do the hilarious process of jacking this thing up. Oh no! Now the fuel tank is so easy to put in. It's literally held in by two 10mm nuts. Okay, so with the fuel pump, with the fuel tank on, now it's just a case of running the lines to the fuel pump, which we've got the line here. So we're gonna have to find a good way to route that up to the actual fuel tank. I've got the wiring underneath the car already, but now we know that the wiring works and the fuel pump works, we're going to properly crimp that back together. And we need to think of a long-term solution of where to mount this and how to mount this. And 10 points to anyone who can guess what that long-term solution is. Ding ding, you guessed it, a cable tie. Okay, my next issue is that I don't think that's lower than this. I didn't think it'd be an issue, but I don't know if that's going to gravity feed into there. I might have to put the pump even lower somewhere. Oh no. Because realistically it should go down there, you know, it's in the bottom of the tank. It should get pushed through, realistically. Only one way to find out, I suppose. So I did put a little bit of extra sealant on the fuel tank around the nipple. So I'm just going to let that dry before we top it up with fuel. I'm really worried about that when it's on the floor, it might not drain through, but there's only one way to find out. So while we're waiting for that to dry, we're going to show you what we did with the clutch. So in the last episode, if you remember, well, we managed to get the throttle fine. So the throttle's working on the foot pedal, but there was just no way I could get the clutch to work. I tried fabbing up everything and the clutch is just too heavy and there's just too much slack in the cable. There probably is a way to make it work with the foot pedal, but I honestly can't be bothered spending any more time on it. So I came up with an idea. So this is a sequential... Holy shit. So this is a sequential gearbox that we're going to be having, well, not the gearbox, this is going to be the sequential shifter. As you know, bike engines, they don't have like a H pattern gearbox, it's just up and down. So this is going to be our sequential gearbox in the RELIANT. Now my idea was, why don't we just try to keep things as simple as possible? It is a bike engine, anything that needs to stay as a bike engine can stay. So why don't we put the clutch lever on the actual thing? That's cool, I'm not gonna lie, it's cool, and we're gonna go with it. And I think it's gonna be 10 times easier than trying to get it to work with the original clutch pedal. So I ordered another cable, this is a standard ZX6R cable, clutch cable. It was like £8 on eBay and it's just turned up. So we're gonna try and get it working on here. I have no idea how stiff it's gonna be, because again, these are some stiff clutches that we've got in there. We've got the raised clutches. So this is just a standard clutch cable. If I can get in the damn bloody thing. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're just going to put that to there, straight into the bottom of that shifter, and just get rid of this whole thing that we've fabbed up. So this is the standard clutch lever, gear lever thing. I don't know, a bike thing, and I'm pretty sure this goes in here like that. Pull the cable through. We have this little adjuster thing, so I think we're going to put. No, it goes this way. And this is going to be the clutch stopper. So that goes on like that. We pull this, and then we tighten this in here. That's going to be our clutch adjustment. So we've got bang, 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 bang. And then we put the other side to the clutch, and let's hope. Oh, where does this thing go? What's going on here? There's a 12mm knot on this, and that's going to allow us just to pull it away from there. And then how do we, does it just slide out of this thing? How do you got to push that? Ah, there we go. Boom. Right, so the clutch is on, but I'm not going to lie, I do worry because it's hard to pull it, you know. I'm hoping that when we've got it on the bar, but I'm not going to be able to fucking pull. Fuck. I do worry that this clutch is in wrong, because that's honestly really, really, really stiff. Okay, now I'm in the car. That's actually not bad at all. That's actually really easy. I mean, it's not easy, but like, it's not like that difficult. The next thing to install is the actual shifter itself. This is one of the things we're doing. So we had a very nice guy called Race Car Wings on Instagram, and he's made this up. I just hope it's going to be strong enough. So we've got a cable here. So we've got a cable here coming into a bar, so we can change where we want the shifter and stuff. So the idea is, obviously, when we go forward, it's going to push it forward. We pull it back, it's going to pull the gear lever back. Now we need to mount, almost like, you know, clutch cables and stuff, we need to mount the actual stoppers and the rotation points. So we've got a bracket here, which is perfect because what's going to happen is this will just bolt straight onto there. That's the first bit, nice and sturdy. My issue is underneath. So this is the gear shifter here, okay? So we need to first of all take this off because we've got a new, I don't know what this is called, banjo thing. So we need to use that. We could have just threaded this off and just used the original like banjo thing on there, but it's a different size thread. So we're going to have to take this off. So there's a little 10mm up here, and then we're going to have to find a way to get this little ball joint off. If we can't get this little ball joint off the ball, we're going to have to just drill it out and then use the nut and bolt which we've got here and just bolt that through there. So I'm not sure which one we're going to go with, but first of all, let's just get this off. The ball of this is way too big to go into the ball of this. So we're going to cut this out, drill it out, and put a new bolt in there. Okay, I've got the new one on, so I need to go underneath the car and match it back up, and then I'm going to show you my second issue. Now the main issue is underneath, because this cable, this needs to be bolted to something sturdy, okay? So that's going to be like the cable rotation or the cable stopper. And this bit needs to go on the end of here. But if you can see my issue, the perfect position will be like this, okay? But there's nothing here to bolt it to. If I come here, I'm way too far away from the thing. If I go on the floor over here, again, I'm way too far away and it's at the wrong angle. This is in the way. So I'm a little bit stuck. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit stuck here, because I do have a little bit more leeway like that. So if I bolt it to the floor and then run it through there, I think that might work. But again, it's risky, so I don't really want to bolt it to the floor because it's not that bloody sturdy. So the only place this is going to go is through the floor, unfortunately. I'm really worried about that because, again, it's fiberglass and I've already cut away half the structure of the vehicle, so it's not sturdy at all. But the best thing I can do is just make a plate for the other side and just bolt it through the plate and hope that that'll make it a lot stronger. So it's kind of mocked up now. We've got that. It's not bolted in, but that's where that's going to sit. We're definitely going to have to put some plates under there as well. We've put a plate here, but I'm definitely going to have to put a couple of plates underneath because I don't want it. This is flimsy as shit. And there's going to be a lot of, see that? There's going to be a lot of play. Or this cable is going to be really stiff, so we're going to have to make this as stiff as possible. We're going to plate under there, plate under there, bolt that, and then this is bolted to the floor here. There's a plate above that, so we're going to tighten that down, and this comes to the gear changer here. So we're just going to make 2 more plates to bolt underneath the shifter, just in hope that it gives it a little bit more strength and makes it a little bit less flimsy. I'm not putting much money on it though. So I had everything loosely bolted up, and just to make sure everything fit, and everything's a bit tight, but it does. My only worry is that it's not going to be strong enough to change the gears, especially considering how difficult it was for me to get it out of neutral that time. I'm really worried that it's not going to be strong enough to change the gears, but there's only one way to find out. As I'm tightening more bolts down, it's feeling better and better, but I am worried that if it is strong enough to actually change the gears, I'm worried that the body is not going to be able to hold it being fiberglass. So that's why I've plated everything, but again, only one way to find out. It's very stressful tightening everything down. The good news is, it's working. The bad news is it flexes the whole car when it does. Oh my god, look at the floor here. Oh no. But also the bad news is that I pull it really hard back, right? That's like, that knocks into, I don't understand if this is just a bike thing or something's actually wrong, because when I pull all the way back, it goes into like, it notches like that, right? And if I go all the way forward, it'll come out of that notch. Pull hard, then it like knocks into a gear. But then like, I can't come back any more than that. So I'm really worried if there's something wrong with the engine and the gearbox, because in my eyes I should be able to go back through all the gears, you know, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. But it will only go into one gear and come out of that one gear. I don't have anything else. And I was getting a little bit worried. Yes, the engine has to be running for it to actually go through gears.
So you can select a gear,
Yeah.
you can come out of a gear,
Yeah.
but it won't select any more gear.
The engine's off just like this, it won't go through the gears.
No, because it's a sequential gearbox. It needs to be in motion. You have to engage each gear to select that gear.
So that's so right now it's just going between neutral and first. That's good news. I was actually worried about that. I thought that something might have been wrong with the engine or the gearbox. So Steve was just saying no, it won't change. It won't go through all the gears until you're actually driving, which is awesome. So I think now what we've got to do is we've got to go and get some fuel, fill her up with fuel, and see if the fuel pump's working in this orientation. Oh, it's come straight out. Fuck's sake. Just put a Jubilee clip on and see if that makes any better. Okay, it's alright. We're good. Okay, so as you can see, we're not in neutral. Now we are. Okay, cool. So that is working. So we've got the key on. Right, we should be able to just... I don't think it's drawing into the pump. I don't think it's... Maybe it is, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it's getting enough fuel pressure. Maybe it is. It is, the filter's full. The filter's full. And now we got it on the throttle, you ready? Oh. We don't have it on the throttle. Yeah! Look at the choke. When I press the throttle, that's when it dies. Is it because it's not warmed up?
Possibly.
When it's warm, it doesn't do that.
Has he got the choke on?
Not yet, no.
Oh, okay.
Is that why? Well, I had to get the choke on to start, but it was like idling really high, so I've turned it off. So just
Take a little while. Once you warm up, then it'll rev.
then it'll rev. Yeah, that's so good to be able to sit here and do it. And now it's warm. Don't fully like the way the cable's feeling right now. I think that's because I've messed up the cable so much. I think I might order a new throttle cable and just start again and just crimp it because I've messed around with it so much today. It doesn't feel very nice on the throttle. Not sure, it just feels a bit vague on the throttle. I've just snapped my clutch cable. I just snapped it. I got to order a new one. I've literally just snapped my clutch cable. I mean, cool, but not cool. I've just snapped my clutch cable I've just bought. I'm going to message them about that because I've not done anything wrong there. It's literally just snapped on its own. What I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to get underneath the car and I'm just going to tidy up the fuel lines with some cable ties, just tie them to the chassis and then like the brake lines and that, just to get the fuel lines and the fuel pump lines nice and tidy. And then we're going to jump onto the prop because there's one thing left that we need to do to stop this from driving, and that's we need to get the prop shaft. So I've actually got the prop shaft behind us. Now we need to install some washers on the sprocket because now this is a sprocket adapter. It doesn't fully bolt down to the, I'll show you in a second. But here is the prop for the Reliant. Now, I don't know how, but the sprocket adapter I've bought is, I think they just do like a universal sprocket adapter and it's for a Ford Sierra. For some reason, it is the exact same flange as the Reliant prop. So all we've literally got to do is chop this prop in half, lengthen it, and then just weld a tube inside. I'm really not bothered about getting it balanced and stuff because the way we're going to be driving this car, we don't need to balance the prop. I personally don't think. We're definitely doing the E30 because we're going to be going fast in that car. But this is just going to be, I don't know, I mean, let's be serious. We're not going to be doing 100 mile an hour in it, let's be serious. So all we're going to do is chop this in half, and I'm actually down at Gaz Shocks this week, so they've got tons of tube. So I'm going to take this down and get a bit of tube off them, and then put it in the mill, weld it myself, clean it up a little bit, and then we're going to be driving it. Like, literally, we're going to be driving it. So if you see what's going on, the sprocket adapter should ideally sit like that so that it can fully bolt down, but it doesn't. So we need to space out the back, which is a bit, I don't know how I feel about that. Or what we can do is, we're gonna have to get some thick washers that are bigger than this spline, but not bigger than this. They're some big fucking washers. Okay, so I ran next door to a place called Bolt World, and I've got an M27 washer, and it fits like a glove. Perfect. And we've got no play now, so that's good. So as you can see with the prop, that bolts up there, you can see how much we need. So we're obviously going to just run one long prop shaft. That'll be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it in the vise, and we're going to chop this in half, because we need to take it to gas and to get some proper sized tube, and then we're going to weld it together. Boom! So what we're going to do is, that's actually not a bad cut, to be fair. I mean, it's not perfect, but maybe it's not that straight. Oh, that's alright, it's fine. I'll just put it as straight as possible. So we're going to get a bit of tube, we're going to whack a bit of tube in there, and we're going to weld this to the tube, weld this to the tube, and yeah, it's definitely not the right way to do it, but for this application, it'll be absolutely fine. So yeah, we can't really do anything more now, because I've not got anything left to do. So in the next episode, we're going to be putting the prop on, putting the brake line on, and hopefully taking it for a drive. To be honest, we'll literally need that. I literally just need a front brake line and get this prop done. And then that's it, like that's literally it. Top of the brakes, we'll put the brake lines back on, and we'll go for a drive. So I'm just as, I'm not sure who's more excited about that, me or you, but it's going to be hilarious. I'm really scared as well. It's great for you guys, there's no risk, but mate, I don't even know if I'm ready for this. Again, it's got more power to weight than a GTR, so yeah. Anyway guys, I love you all, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.